gets qualification to become a leader. Generally people think, I'll become a leader, so everybody will obey my command. Whatever I say, people should follow. That was Duryodhana attitude. Duryodhana said, all 100 people should follow me. And not only these 100 people, all my brothers, but also all Pandavas and everybody. He was like a dictator. Right? But Krishna, on the other hand, you will see that he is taking a humble role. Although he is a master, Krishna, Anantakoti Brahmanda Nayaka. But Kurukshetradalli ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ? He is taking the role of a servant, Sarathi. And ಕೃಷ್ಣನಿಗೆ ಹೆಸರೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಹೆಸರೇನು ಬಂತು? ಪಾರ್ಥ ಸಾರಥಿ. ಯಾರಾದರೂ ಕೋಟ್ಯಾಧೀಶರಿದ್ರೆ, if somebody is a crorepati, ಅವನು ಡ್ರೈವಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಡ್ರೈವರ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂತಾನೆ. ಅದೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅನಂತ ಕೋಟಿ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಂಡ ನಾಯಕ. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Aham sarvasya prabhava, everything comes from me. Mataha parataram nanyat, there is nobody equal to me or nobody above me. And such a person is taking the role of a driver. So this was to show that leader is a person who has no pride, who has no ahankara. Ahankara, pride iddaru leader ಆಗಬಹುದು. They can become leaders, but they will not be able to win the love and respect of the people who are supposed to follow him. They will obey because there is position. ದೊಡ್ಡವರು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಪ್ರೀತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಆ ಒಂದು ಸೇವಾ ಭಾವ ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ, ಲೀಡರಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸೇವಾ ಭಾವ ಇದ್ದರೆ, then people will automatically wish to follow. Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he was told to go to the forest for 13 years, Yudhishthira Maharajಗೆ ಪಾಂಡವರಿಗೆ 13 ವರ್ಷ ವನವಾಸಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಕ್ಕೆ ಹೇಳಿದರು. And when Yudhishthira was in the kingdom, he was freely teaching about thousands of students. They were called Snatakas. And when Yudhishthira was told to go to the forest, these Snatakas, they came and said, we will also come with you. ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. ಆಗ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಬೇಡ ಬೇಡ, ನೀವು ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಿ, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಕಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಈ ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇತ್ತು, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ, ಕಾಡಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ನಾನು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಯು ಸ್ಟೇ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್. ಬಟ್ ಸ್ನಾತಕ ಸೆಡ್ ನೋ, ನಮಗೆ ಅವಶ್ಯಕತೆ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ನೀವು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇದೆ, ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಬರ್ತೀವಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆನೇ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಬಿಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಅಂತ. ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್, ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಡು, ಏನು ಮಾಡೋದೀಗ? ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಜನ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಕಾಡಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ. ದೆನ್ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಪ್ರೇಡ್, ಗುರುಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಧೌಮ ಋಷಿಗಳು, ನೀವು ಸೂರ್ಯದೇವರ ಆರಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ವೆನ್ ದೇ ಪ್ರೇ ಟು ಸೂರ್ಯದೇವ, ದೆನ್ ಸೂರ್ಯದೇವ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಎ ಪಾತ್ರ and gives it to Yudhishthira Maharaj. He says, you take this patra, you cook once, then it will supply unlimited food. ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಷ್ಟು ಕೊಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ದ್ರೌಪದಿ ಯಾವಾಗ ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತಾಳೆ, ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ, ದೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಪಾತ್ರ, ದೆನ್ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಮಹಾರಾಜ್ ಹೇಳಿ, ಓಕೆ ಕಮ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಅಕ್ಷಯ ಪಾತ್ರ. ಅಕ್ಷಯ ಎಂದು ನಾಶ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ದ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ಯುಧಿಷ್ಠಿರ ಮಹಾರಾಜ್. ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ಎ ಸರ್ವೆಂಟ್. ಹಿ ವಾಸ್ ವಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸರ್ವ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಫಾರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಾಂಟಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸರ್ವ್. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕೂಡ ಅರ್ಜುನನ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಮೂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಲರ್ನ್, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಸರ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್. ಈಗ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ತುಂಬ ಫೇಮಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಕ್ಟೇಟರ್ಶಿಪ್ leadership, it is actually servant leadership. More we are in the mood to serve, more people resonate with our frequency, more people like to associate with us and follow us. So that's why the mood of service should be there. I heard that in America there's a flood, and then all the roads and all were blocked by lots of wood, and some people are trying to move it and try to open the road so that traffic can move. And then they are wondering who will move it now. And some people came forward, they are pushing. But there was one leader who was telling, push hard. Right? He was not pushing, but he was telling others, push hard. Then another person came with a topi, and his face is not clearly visible, but then he came and he started pushing. And all these people and this person additional support, then they could move it. Then when they came closer and saw the face, it was Martin Luther King, the president. So this is a leader. He doesn't say people you do it, but he also does it. So leader should be a servant leader. Another lesson we can learn from Krishna is how to listen, the quality of listening. Generally, people are eager to speak, but when we want others to hear, actually we should listen to them, then they will like to hear us. ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ನಾವು ಕೇಳೋಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡಬೇಕು, ಕೇಳಬೇಕು, ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಆಗ ಜನರು ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದನ್ನು ಕೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ನೋಡಿದರೆ, ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ? ಅರ್ಜುನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ತನ್ನ ಕತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ನಾನು ಯಾಕೆ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸುಮಾರು 25 ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಜುನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಹೇಳು ಹೇಳು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತೀಯ ಹೇಳು ಹೇಳು, ಎಲ್ಲ 5 ಕಾರಣ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡದಿರೋದಕ್ಕೆ. He gives 5 reasons, I will not speak. And Krishna is listening and smiling. In Bhagavad Gita, first chapter, there is no word Bhagavan Vacha. Second chapter only it starts, Shri Bhagavan Vacha. Isn't it? Because Krishna wanted to ensure that Arjuna has opened his heart fully. Okay. In the second chapter, 7th verse onwards, Arjuna fully surrenders to Krishna. Krishna, now I am confused. I am very much confused. Karpanya doshopahata svabhava prachantvam dharma sammudha cheta. I am not able to decide whether to fight or not to fight. Now I surrender to you. ನಾನು ಈಗ ನಿನ್ನ ಶಿಷ್ಯನಾಗ್ತೇನೆ. ಶಿಷ್ಯಸ್ತೇಹಂ ಶಾದಿಮಾಂ ತ್ವಂ ಪ್ರಪನ್ನಂ. After this point, Krishna starts speaking. So we should not give advice to others unless they are seeking advice. ಈಗ ಮಾಡರ್ನ್ ಏಜಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಫ್ರೀ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಫ್ರೀ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಜನ. ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ರೈಟ್. ಬಟ್ ಹೂ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯು ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಅಡ್ವೈಸ್? I didn't ask you to give advice, isn't it? So people, they rebel. When people give free advice, the person who is taking advice, he rebels. Don't tell me, I know what to do. I do what my mind says. But if you want them to follow that advice, then we should listen to them. And only then others will listen. If Krishna had not listened and he had interpreted Arjuna, sumniru, yuddha maadu ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದ ಅರ್ಜುನ? ಗೆದ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅರ್ಜುನನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ದ ಫುಲ್ 1 ಅಧ್ಯಾಯ. ದೆನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯದಲ್ಲೂ ಫಸ್ಟ್ 10 ಶ್ಲೋಕಾಸ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಲಿಸನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ 10th ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಆನ್ವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಪೀಕಿಂಗ್. ದೆನ್ ಅರ್ಜುನ ಲಿಸನ್ಸ್. ದೆನ್ ಇಮಿಡಿಯೇಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಡ್ಂಟ್ ಸೇ ನೋ ಯು ಫೈಟ್. Krishna asked, any questions? Arjuna said, yes, I have a question. 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, question answer up to 18th chapter. See, it requires a dialogue. ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಗೆ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಡೈಲಾಗ್ ಬೇಕು, ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಬೇಕು. ಆ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್, ಹೆಲ್ದಿ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಮನಸ್ಸು. 18 ಅಧ್ಯಾಯ 700 ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಆ 700 ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಕೇಳಿದ ಮೇಲೆ, ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಅರ್ಜುನ ಸೇಸ್ ನಷ್ಟೋ ಮೋಹ ಸ್ಮೃತಿರ್ಲಬ್ಧ ಕರಿಷ್ಯೆ ವಚನಂ ತವ. ಹೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ, ನಿನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಕೇಳಿ ನನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಂಶಯ ನಾಶವಾಗಿದೆ. ನಷ್ಟೋ ಮೋಹ ಸ್ಮೃತಿರ್ಲಬ್ಧ ತತ್ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಮಯಚ್ಯುತ ಸ್ಥಿತೋಸ್ಮಿ ಗತ ಸಂದೇಹ ಕರಿಷ್ಯೆ ವಚನಂ ತವ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಜುನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸಂದೇಹ ನಾಶವಾಗಿದೆ, ಈಗ ನೀನು ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾನು ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡಿ ಯುದ್ಧವನ್ನು ಗೆದ್ದಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಜುನ ಯುದ್ಧ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಿದ್ಧನಾಗ್ತಾನೆ. He begins to fight. So if you want to listen, so students have some questions to ask, so teacher should listen, and then teacher has something to say and the student should listen. But this listening and hearing will happen if there is proper dwell time between the teacher and the student, and a very healthy relationship between the teacher and student. So more than just giving advice or teaching the lecture, there should be also investment in relationship, right? Within teachers, within students community, and between teachers and student community also. When I go back to my school days, I remember one of my teachers, his name was Venkateshan sir. He was teaching us English, and he was the favorite teacher for all the students. Why? Because he was very friendly. Anybody can approach him at any time, and he will answer all questions and patiently. You can always see a smile on his face and never gets angry, never gets irritated also. Very cool-headed person. And then he will invite us to his home also. We used to go to his home, spend hours together discussing not just college topics, philosophy, literature, because he was English teacher. He used to discuss literature, poetry, novels, so many things. So the relationship became very thick. So the investing in relationship is also important. So Arjuna and Krishna were very thick friends, very thick friends since childhood. They were cousins. Such thick friendship was there. But between friends there cannot be serious talk, isn't it? Two friends, generally people take friends very casually. So Krishna was thinking that Arjuna is thinking me to be his friend, I cannot give him advice. Let him come to a state where he will be able to receive that advice. So Krishna waited for that moment. And when that moment came, Krishna, I am very confused. I know you are my friend, but now I am seeking advice. Please tell me what to do. Only at that time he gave advice. Similarly, sometimes two thick friends may think, अरे ये मेरा दोस्त है, बोल देते हैं. No, it may hurt. Right? Speaking harshly or speaking strongly or giving very, we can say, strong advice may sometimes hurt also, even between thick friends. So one should take consideration of time, place, circumstance, and then give advice. So although Arjuna and Krishna are thick friends, Krishna waited till the time was right, so that he can give him good advice. So this is the art of listening and giving advice. Once one of our senior devotees in ISKCON, so he went to a doctor. Okay, so the doctor was in the room sitting on his table, and our devotee opened the door, came inside, and as soon as the devotee came, sat on the table, on the chair. The doctor said, "Okay, I know what you have come for." He wrote prescription. This is a prescription. You take this, you will be cured. And this devotee was shocked. He took the prescription, came out, tore it, and put it in the dustbin. You know why? You didn't listen to me. He said, without listening to me, how do you know what my heart says, what is there in my heart, my problems? You just wrote the prescription. If same thing happens to you, how will you feel? You go into the doctor's cabin and he says, okay, take this, without speaking a word. But in case the doctor is so friendly, he speaks sweetly, he speaks nicely, he gives assurance, kuch nahi hoga, hum hai na. Then he listens to all the problems and then he says, just take this pill. Sometimes they prescribe placebo, sugar pills, and they get cured. Why? Because the doctor healed his psychic body, healed his mind just by being friendly to him and speaking sweet words. His mind became so light. He went with a happy smile. Problems disappear, isn't it? So giving advice is not always the solution. Sometimes just listening is also a solution, isn't it? Especially within family circle. Sometimes some problems have no solution. We just have to listen. As people's heart becomes light, and then the relationships continue. Life goes on, isn't it? So, and another thing is, between relationship, there is a point called integrity, maintaining confidentiality. So when we have faith in the integrity of a person to whom we are revealing our heart, then we reveal our heart. That means what? The person should keep it confidential, right? But there are some people who listen to some problem and they go on speaking everywhere. पता है इसको क्या हुआ, इसने क्या किया? So they keep on speaking. And nowadays the age of social media, just one click, it's like you cannot retrieve it. It's gone, and the whole world knows, isn't it? Especially in the age of social media, people are very quick to share information, but they don't know whether it is true, or it is just a fake news. So that's why, especially in this age of social media, before forwarding any message, it's better to think twice. Is it really required? Is it sure? Otherwise, gossips can spread like wildfire, and that can hurt or destroy so many people's faith and so many people's heart, isn't it? So, another thing is, between relationships, to feel empathy. You know what is the meaning of empathy? Can anybody share? What is empathy? There is empathy, there is sympathy. Two things. Being considerate, okay? Being considerate about others' feelings, okay? Not judgmental, okay? Very true. Thank you. Any other thoughts? What is empathy?
Being one with the other person's feelings.
Okay, being one with the other person's feelings. A very close answer. So that's the answer I was looking for. Being one means what? Feeling what others are feeling. Right? Suppose some beggar comes to you and says, then are you able to feel his hunger? Are you able to feel his problems? Then that is empathy. But there are some people who have no empathy, isn't it? Feeling others' pain and emotions, that's called as empathy. And sympathy means what? Oh, he is hungry. Feel pity on him. And that's all. Okay, give some 10 rupees. But empathy is much deeper, that you feel other person's feelings. So Krishna was empathetic to Arjuna. You can see in the dialogues between Arjuna and Krishna, so many empathies. So one question Arjuna asked to Krishna, Krishna, my mind is very, very disturbed. You are telling that I should close my eyes, half close my eyes, look at the tip of my nose, go into a jungle, sit in a secluded place and follow brahmacharya and so many austerities and do dhyan. It's impossible. Impossible. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadridam tasya nikrahamani vayureshu dushkaram. Very difficult, Arjuna said. Then immediately Krishna said, very true. What you are telling is true. He empathized. Asamshayam mahavaho mano durnigraham chalam. He repeats what Arjuna said. Right? Mano durnigraham chalam. But abhyasena kaunteya vairagyana chikrihete. You can control the mind. Practice. Right? So sometimes students may come with a problem. Madam, fast nahi ho sakta. I say, yeah, it's difficult, but not impossible. Aap kar sakte ho. You do like this. You may give solutions. But before giving solutions, we should feel that empathy. Nowadays, there is a need of this empathy, especially in this current age when people are emotionally very weak because of nuclear family culture, where children are raised only by mother and father, or sometimes single parent. It's very, very emotionally weak. Because of this, anytime there is a chance of breakdown. And the statistics show it, doesn't it? So many suicides happening. And people, even youth, they take sleeping pills. Right? And youth are also getting into drugs and bad habits like that. So, this indicates that there is need of these addictions. They indicate that they need some happiness, some love, somebody to hear them, but they're not able to find it. That's why they get into all this trap. But if somebody can be a good friend and listen to them, and then the problem can be handled properly. Right? So, and many students who come to our ISKCON programs, attend our kirtans and satsang programs, they feel quite relieved because they find good friends among themselves, and they also find good subject matter to hear and good friends to associate with. Right? Otherwise, you will see nowadays Hollywood, Bollywood, it's full of violence, full of exploitation, full of negative emotions being projected there on the screen. So when they come to such satsang programs, people become immediately very relieved, refreshed, isn't it? So that's empathy. And another question Arjuna, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಅರ್ಜುನ, ಅದೇನಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಜುನ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ, ನಾನು ಯೋಗ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. If I do yoga, then if I don't achieve perfection, what will happen to me? Right? If somebody does 3 years of engineering and drops, will I get certificate or no? No. Similarly, if I do 75% of yoga sadhana, siddhi, and 25% ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನನ್ನ ಗತಿ? Then Krishna says, I understand your problem. ಪಾರ್ಥ ನೈವೇಹ ನಾಮೂತ್ರ ವಿನಾಶಸ್ತಸ್ಯ ವಿದ್ಯತೆ, ಅವನ ದುರ್ಗತಿ ಎಂದಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ರೈಟ್? ಹೇ ಪಾರ್ಥ, ಹೇ ತಾತ. ತಾತ ಇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವೆರಿ ಇಂಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್, ವೆರಿ ಡಿಯರ್ ಅಡ್ರೆಸ್. ಡೋಂಟ್ ವರಿ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯಾರು ಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಯೋಗ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರಿಗೆ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾದ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ದೇ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಪರ್ಮನೆಂಟ್ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್. ಇಟ್ ನೆವರ್ ಡಿಮಿನಿಷಸ್. Like somebody may earn crores of rupees, keep in the bank, and after you die, money is left here, you go. Isn't it? We go to another life, another destination. Even if somebody is crorepati, he has to leave it and go. Khali haath aaye the, khali haath jayenge. But what about spiritual practice? Spiritual practice is not like that. ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ 80% ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈಫ್ 81% ಇಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸೇಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ನೇಹಾ ವಿಕ್ರಮಣಾಶೋಸ್ತಿ ಪ್ರತ್ಯವಾಯನ ವಿದ್ಯತೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪಮಪಿಯಸ್ಯ ಧರ್ಮಸ್ಯ ತ್ರಾಯತೆ ಮಹತೋಭಯ. ಈ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಪದ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒಂದು ಹರಿನಾಮ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಒಂದು ಸತ್ಸಂಗ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ದೇವರಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ಅದರ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಎಟರ್ನಲ್ ಬೆನಿಫಿಟ್. ಸೊ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಎಂಫಸೈಸಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಅರ್ಜುನ and then he gives him solution. And Arjuna and Krishna, they were thick friends, but also Krishna was a philosopher and also a guide. So a teacher also should be all three: friend, philosopher and guide. Krishna was Arjuna's friend already, correct? They spent their childhood together as friends. Then in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is becoming philosopher. ತತ್ವಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ನಂತರ ಯುದ್ಧ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಗೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ಯುದ್ಧ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಕೂಡ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಈಸಿ ಕೇಕ್ ವಾಕ್. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್. 18 ಡೇಸ್. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಪುಸ್ತಕ ಇದೆ, ಆ 18 ದಿನಗಳು ಅಂತ. ಯಾರು ಓದಿದ್ರ? ಆ 18 ದಿನಗಳು, ದೋಸ್ 18 days means 18 days battle is being described, and how Krishna is helping Arjuna very minutely, that's being described in that book. Challenges after challenges after challenges. Defeating Bhima, big challenge. And killing of Jayadratha, big challenge. Krishna only helped. And Sudarshan Chakravanna Suryan ಮುಂದೆ ಇಟ್ಟು ಕತ್ತಲು ಮಾಡಿ, and then he could defeat, Arjuna could defeat Jayadratha. And defeating Karna, defeating so many people. Krishna was there. Although Krishna did not fight, but he guided. So sometimes the teachers, while dealing with students, may try to guide them through micromanagement. Do this only, do this only, don't do like that. But Krishna was not like that. He was giving freedom to Arjuna. You fight. And when critical moments came, Krishna was present. So sometimes we have to, because children are grown up, the youth are all grown up, they can know what to do. So we can give them directions and then watch what they are doing. And keep watching them, and when you see that they are doing something very grossly wrong, going off track, then we can suggest them. Then come back on track, and let them taste success. General tendency is, so let the student become successful, then I will take the success. Because he is successful, I am successful. ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಮನೋಭಾವನೆ ಕೂಡ ಬರಬಹುದು. But the ideal teacher is one who delights in the student's success. Oh, he is successful, wonderful, go ahead. Like sometimes parents are more happy that children got better rank than them or did better than them, isn't it? So they take pride. Similarly, teachers should also take pride in students becoming more better than us. It's like that. Like our Srila Prabhupada Swamiji of ISKCON. So he also went to America and taught this Bhagavad Gita to all the Westerners. And so many people, Westerners also came to Krishna consciousness. And Prabhupada used to encourage them that you should do more preaching. You should spread far and wide. He told one of his disciples, go to Japan, you go to Russia, you go to Europe, you go to Australia. He sent them across to different countries. And when they sent the reports that we have established a center here, very nice, I am so happy. So he was delighting in his disciples' success of spreading this Vedic Dharma in the Western world, all over the world. So, philosopher, friend and guide. So another last point we'll end with is Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Yadyad acharati shreshtas tattadeve tarojana sayat pramanam kurute lokastad anuvartate. It means what? Whatever example a leader sets, common people follow it. Right? Yadyad acharati shreshta. Shreshta means leader. ನಾಯಕರು ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಮಾದರಿಯನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಾಪನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಉಳಿದವರೆಲ್ಲ ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಲೀಡರ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಟಿಗ್ರಿಟಿ, ಗುಡ್ ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್, ಗುಡ್ ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್, ಸ್ಟಿಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್, not greedy for money, but he is selfless with service attitude, then you will see that people under him also will all be of same values. Right? You can see the Yudhishthira Maharaj, he exhibited all these qualities, and you will see all 5 Pandavas also aligning with that, isn't it? But either Dhritarashtra, very greedy, very attached to wealth, so all 100 Kauravas were also like that only, isn't it? So the consciousness what the leader is carrying, that can be seen throughout in the community. So one should set a very good standard. Suppose if the leader starts getting up early in the morning and doing yoga, then we see all others also will start following. In the home, if father and mother is getting up early in the morning and doing puja, then children also get up and do ding 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 ding. They also start imitating, isn't it? But if parents are sleeping till 8 o'clock in the morning, then children will get up at 9 o'clock in the morning. It's natural. So whatever, because for children, parents are their gurus, they follow. So, Yadyaja Acharati Shrestha. Krishna says, Arjuna, you are a leader. Set a good standard. What is standard set ಮಾಡು? ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅದೇ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡನ್ನು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. So, but if, for this it requires, a leader requires something called as private victory. A leader is not one who can give big bhashan in public. A leader is one who follows what he is speaking in his private life. Right? So there is public life and private life. Generally people want to be very popular in public life, but in private life they may be zeros. So there is one famous person who was giving a big kathas and used to sing bhajans also, but behind the stage he used to go and smoke. So one person, he was attending his katha, he also went behind the stage to see what he is doing. He was smoking. I thought you were a great saint, but you are smoking. And you are singing all God's bhajans. And then he stopped coming. So popularity or charisma can attract people, but to continue, but to make them continue in the path, it needs character. It needs integrity. That's very important. See, in one village, one Guruji was there, one teacher was there, school teacher, and all the children used to be very obedient to him. They used to come, touch his feet, and then take blessings. But one day Guruji said, hey, better just bide leke aao. What happened? That student lost faith. Teacher, but बीड़ी तो मना है, बुक में लिखा है कि बीड़ी नहीं पीना चाहिए. लेके आओ, मैं बोल रहा हूँ. So what is this? Lack of integrity, lack of character and morality. So all the children will also start getting that attitudes, those scripts. Right? They will say, हमारे टीचर करते थे, हम भी करेंगे. So when somebody takes the position of a father, this Bhagavatam verse which says, if somebody takes a position of a father or a mother or a guru, a spiritual teacher, or a politician or a leader, any position he takes, these are leadership positions, he has to be very careful with his character, with his values, only then he can maintain that position. Otherwise, he will, for some time it may go on. So drama can go on for some time, but not eternally. So Krishna is telling Arjuna, become a true hero by conquering the anarthas in the heart and becoming a man of integrity. So these are some of the things which we can learn about student and teacher interaction. So these are some values which we discussed, especially the values of listening, listen to others before giving advice. And another value we spoke about was, don't give advice unless you are hired. Only when people open up to you, when they ask advice, then you can give advice. Another point we learned was about servant leadership, not authoritative leadership, but servant leadership. And in servant leadership, the main thing is a person's moral and moral integrity, which and genuine concern for others' growth. Servant leader is genuinely concerned about others' growth. So then people will like to follow such a leader very happily without force, right? So if you want some task to be done, you will find 100 people around you to do the task, but you don't know whom to give to. So that is servant leadership. And authoritative leadership, when he wants to do something, everybody is escaping. हम नहीं करेंगे, उसके सामने नहीं जानेगा ना, so because he will catch me. So like the people try to escape, but when there is love, people want to surrender and do service, like that. So another thing was about empathic listening. I spoke how one should feel others' pain or emotions. Another thing I spoke was a teacher should be like a philosopher, friend, and guide. And the last point was about Shrestha, a leader should set a good example of good character. So this is a point which I thought of sharing with all of you. If there are any comments, questions, I'd like to open up the discussion. ಅವ್ರು ಕೇಳೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ. 700 ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಿದೆ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, 18 ಅಧ್ಯಾಯಗಳಿದೆ. ಸೊ 700 ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಕರ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 5 ತತ್ವಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ತತ್ವ ಕರ್ಮ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ. ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಮಾಡಿದುಣ್ಣು ಮಾರಾಯ. ನಾವೇನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಉಣ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬೀಜ ಬಿತ್ತುತ್ತೀವಿ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಬೆಳೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಬೀಜ ಬಿತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಧಾನ್ಯಗಳು ಬರ್ತವೆ, ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಬೀಜ ಬಿತ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಫಸಲು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಅದು ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ತಿರುಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್? ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಆ ಒಳ್ಳೇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದಾನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಮತ್ತೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ದಾನ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಕಳೆದೋಗಿಲ್ಲ, ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದನ್ನು ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಪಾಪ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ನಾಶವಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನು ನಾಶ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಕೂಡ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅದು ಕರ್ಮ, ಅದರ ಕರ್ಮ ಫಲ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ನಮಗೇನು ಕರ್ಮ ಫಲ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅದು ಹಿಂದೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಕರ್ಮದ ಪ್ರತಿಫಲ. ಓಕೆ, ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಷ್ಟ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಅದರ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಹಿಂದಿನ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೋ ಆಗಿದೆ ಘಟನೆ, ಅದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನೆನಪೋಗಿದೆ, ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಕರ್ಮಫಲ ಈಗ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅನಾರೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾದರೂ ತೊಂದರೆಗಳಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಫೈನಾನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ರೈಟ್? ಆ ರೀತಿ ತೊಂದರೆಗಳು ಬರ್ತವೆ. ಮತ್ತು ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಖ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಹಣಕಾಸಿನ ಯಾವ ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮಕ್ಕಳೆಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಕೊತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ಆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡಿತ್ತು ಹಿಂದೆ, ಆ ಪುಣ್ಯದ ಫಲ ಈಗ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕೌಂಟಲ್ಲಿ, ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲರದ್ದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಹಾಕ್ತೀರ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮದ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ, ಕರ್ಮದ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಪ ಪುಣ್ಯ ತುಂಬಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಚಿತ್ ಕರ್ಮ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸಂಚಿತ್ ಕರ್ಮ. ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸಂಚಿತ್ ಕರ್ಮದ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗನ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಾರಬ್ಧ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾರಬ್ಧ, ನಮ್ಮ ಹಣೆ ಬರ, ಈ ಜನ್ಮದ ಹಣೆ ಬರ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸುಖ ನಾವು ಈ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಅನುಭವಿಸಬೇಕು, ಅದು ಪ್ರಾರಬ್ಧ. ಅದು ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ, ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೋಟ ಆಫ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿನೆಸ್, ಇಷ್ಟು ಕೋಟ ಆಫ್ ಮಿಸರಿ, ದುಃಖ ಫಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಸುಖ ದುಃಖ ಯಾವ ಸಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ರೈಟ್, ಅದು ಕೆಲವು ಜಾತಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ. ರೈಟ್, ಗ್ರಹ ನಕ್ಷತ್ರಗಳ, ಅದು ಗ್ರಹಗಳ ದೋಷ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ದೋಷ ನಮಗೆ ಗ್ರಹಗಳ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ರೈಟ್, ಸೊ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ ದ ಪ್ಲಾನೆಟ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್. ಇಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಓನ್ ಕರ್ಮ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಥ್ರೂ ದೆಮ್ ಟು ಅಸ್. ಸೊ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕಾಲ ಬಂದಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಓ, ನನ್ನ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕರ್ಮ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, ಬರಲಿ, ತೊಳೆದು ಹೋಗಲಿ, ನಾನು ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು, ಸಹಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಮತ್ತು ಮುಂದೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಾಲ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಾಲ ಬಂದಾಗ ಖುಷಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ಇದನ್ನು ಟೆಂಪರರಿ, ಮುಂದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕಾಲಗಳು ಬರ್ತವೆ, ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದು ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಭಗವಂತನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕಾಲ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಭಗವಂತನ ಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕಾಲ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಾಡ್. ಸೊ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸೇಸ್ ಇನ್ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತಾ, ಸತತಂ ಕೀರ್ತಿಯಂತಮ ಯತಂತಶ್ಚ ಗತವಿತ. ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಿ. ಮನ್ಮನಾಭ ಮದ್ಭಕ್ತು ಮಧ್ಯಾಜೀವ ನಮಸ್ಕೃತ. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ನನ್ನ ಚಿಂತನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರುವಂತ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ? ಜ್ಞಾನಾಗ್ನಿ ದಗ್ಧ ಕರ್ಮಾಣಂ ತಮಾಹು ಪಂಡಿತಂ ಬುಧಾ. ಈ ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನು ನಾಶ ಮಾಡುವಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಕರ್ಮವನ್ನು ನಾಶ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? ಆತ್ಮಜ್ಞಾನವನ್ನು ಬೆಳೆಸಿಕೊಂಡು ಭಗವಂತನ ಭಕ್ತಿ ಸೇವನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಕರ್ಮದ ಸಂಚಿತ ಕರ್ಮ ಏನಿದೆ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾಶ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಸರಳವಾದ ಮಾರ್ಗ ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪೂರ್ವ ಕರ್ಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಾಶ ಮಾಡುವ ಸರಳವಾದ ಮಾರ್ಗ ಅಂದರೆ ಭಗವಂತನ ನಾಮಸ್ಮರಣೆ. ರೈಟ್, ಕಲಿಯುಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಹರಿನಾಮವನ್ನೆನೆದರೆ ಕುಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕೋಟಿಗಳು ಉದ್ಧರಿಸು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಭಗವಂತನ ನಾಮಸ್ಮರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸೊ ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಮಂತ್ರ ಸರಳವಾದ ಮಂತ್ರ, ಅದು ಉಪನಿಷತ್ತಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಉಪನಿಷತ್ ಮಂತ್ರ ಇದು. ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ, ಹರೇ ರಾಮ 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 ಹರೇ ಹರೇ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದು 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಜಪ ಮಾಡಿ. ರೈಟ್, ಮತ್ತು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಜಪ ಮಾಡಿ. ಮಕ್ಕಳು, ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಜೊತೆ ಮಾಡಿ. ಹಾಗೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಕರ್ಮಗಳು ನಾಶ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತವೆ ಕ್ರಮೇಣವಾಗಿ, ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಜುಯಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಹರೇ ಕೃಷ್ಣ. ಎನಿ ಅದರ್ teachers have any comments? Students have any questions?
So can fate be changed according to the future?
Can
Fate be changed according to the present?
yes, what is fate? He is asking the question, can fate be changed? ನಾವು ಹಣೆಯ ಬರ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸ್ಬೋದಾ ಅಂತ. Fate is a dynamic thing, it's not fixed. It is dynamic. And your current fate, destiny, is created by your past actions. Correct? Your past actions determine your present destiny. And your present actions will determine your future destiny. So you can, by your present activities, you can change your future destiny. So by ordinary material activities you can't change your destiny. By spiritual activities only you can change your destiny. So that's why spirituality is extremely powerful. That's why all the youth should take up some spiritual practice. It may be 10 minutes, 15 minutes of meditation, Bhagavad Gita reading. That will help you a lot. That can change your destiny drastically. And if something very dangerous is supposed to happen, it can be changed by practice of spirituality. Okay? But by other material means you can't change. Even by willpower you can't change. But when willpower is used in spirituality, then that spiritual touch can change destiny. Okay? But there are some books written that you can do something which you think, no, it's not possible unless higher powers intervene. without higher intervention, we can't change considerably. Okay? Thank you. I think it's time up. I'm very grateful to the organizers, Geeta Madam and Chandra Shri Madam, for organizing, coordinating this event, and also to Dr. Shekhar, Kalyan, girls whom I don't know many of you, but some of you I know. So I'm thankful for it. It's my second time here, and hope to see you again. Actually, we have many seminars like this for teachers. I have 10 topics for teachers, which based on Gita and Bhagavatam with case studies. And if student teachers are interested, we can take some sessions like this also. Hare Krishna.